Our second speaker is Natalie Smith, and she'll be evaluated by Wayne Davis. Wayne, may you please tell us her objectives?
Okay, so this is Natalie's second speech on Project 1 on her level 1. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that she has applied the feedback received from the first speech. Good luck.
Awesome. Please help me welcome Natalie Smith with her speech titled The Answer to the Ultimate Question of Life, the Universe and Everything.
Good evening, everybody. The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. When I say this phrase, what do you think about? How many of you in your minds automatically answered 42? 2 of you. Thought it would be a lot more. In fact, the next line in my speech says, I'm going to guess most of you, but it wasn't. In the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books by Douglas Adams, 42 is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. The answer 42 was computed by Deep Thought, the second greatest computer ever. The problem with this answer was that those who asked it didn't understand the answer, nor did they know what to do with it. So, is 42 the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything? Well, I think that here I can assist. And do you know why? Because I am 42. 42 years old. As I stand on the precipice of my 43rd birthday, I'm taken to looking back on the past year, on what I've achieved, on how far I've come, and how much I've grown since turning the big 4-2. Has this year given me the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything? Well, no. But of all my years, this has certainly been the closest I've come to getting an answer. You see, as I've gotten older, I've started to feel a sense of being more grounded in myself. Not just confident, not just happy, not just content, but grounded. It's a confidence that comes from a deeper, more stable place. An ability to speak my truth and live my truth, and to understand myself in a way that I've never experienced before. To accept all of myself, emotionally, intellectually, and perhaps most liberating of all, physically. For many of you in this room have probably experienced the same thing. There are some of you who are older than me, very many of you who are younger than me, but certainly some of you who would understand this. For as long as I can remember, the older generation around me has told me about this feeling. And as a younger me who knew absolutely everything, I would roll my eyes with impatience at this absolute nonsense. I've always been confident, I've always been outgoing, and I've always spoken my truth. So what could possibly change? I didn't, and I couldn't understand what this admittedly wiser generation of people was telling me. Until I got here, and it happened. It isn't the same. It's something more profound. An ability to stand firmly rather than flimsily. An ability to speak with strength rather than aggression. An ability to see weakness in myself and in others as human. And a real love for myself and appreciation of who I am. When I talk to people who know about this, they just know and will nod knowingly. And when I talk to those who are younger than me, they roll their eyes in impatience. So now I'm going to give you a little bit of an analogy to this. Has anybody here ever built a new house? Right. Okay? So I'll just go through it with you. You build a new house. It's beautiful. It's exactly what you wanted. It's exactly what you dreamed of. But over the first few years, you get what is called settling cracks. As the foundations settle into the ground, the walls start to develop cracks. But once it's finally settled, the walls stop cracking. So you fix the cracks and you paint the walls, and those cracks are no longer visible. It's not that they weren't there or the effects of them are completely gone. It's just that they are not visible. The house is older. It is lived in. It has had memories, both good and bad, created within its walls, and it is home to a family. It is cracked, but now it is settled. And that is what maturing is. You start off new and clean and pristine, but over the years you make mistakes, you live with regrets, you wrangle with insecurities, and you worry about life's directions. Love and relationships are fraught with anxiety and leave you broken-hearted. Careers soar and then they swan dive, friends come and they go. And all of these life markers leave cracks in you. But you settle. All of these experiences have turned me into the person who feels settled, just like the house. There are some people in this room who are older than me and certainly wiser than me, and I'm sure they would have a lot of advice for me. But I like where I am. It is the best I have felt, the most confidence, the strongest, and yet the calmest and the most at peace. So while the descendants of deep thought did not know what to do with the answer 42, I do, and I have. At 42, I may not know the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything, but I believe I've come a long way. And 42 has been a great year for me. But who knows what 43 will bring? And my 42 won't be your 42. It will be different for everyone. Your answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything may be 39, or 53, or 46. Who knows? Maybe deep thought does. Thank you.
Second evaluator was Wayne Davis, evaluating Natalie's speech. Wayne Davis.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Natalie. Exciting times. I thought your speech was amazing. Your title was good, nice long one, piqued my interest, and I thought your content aligned wonderfully, and then your structure brought it all together. So well done on that. Your opening was good. You had some questions in there to sort of get our minds thinking, answering those questions within ourselves. And I think I love the way you linked 42 from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to your age. I mean, it's perfect timing, so great work there. And then what I enjoyed is I liked how you related to the variety of the audience. So you talked about the different ages relevant to your age, and you being in a situation where you're younger and not really, I want to say, respecting your older kind of thing. So I think that was quite nice because I've felt similar situations, so I could really relate to that one. And I find in all of your speeches you have a lot of descriptive words and strong phrases. And for me, the strongest phrase today was, speak my truth, live my truth. There's power in that. Then lastly, on your speech, I loved how you used the analogy of the house and made it relevant to life and maturing. Your life marks are like cracks in your house. I mean, it just makes total sense. So what I thought that you excelled at was, your topic was very interesting. Well done. The audience engagement was really good. It was relatable. You did it in the middle of the speech as well as the end of the speech. So well done on that one. I thought your flow was really good throughout your speech, and that was because you had a solid structure. And at times in sections you use your speed of your voice to slowly speed up a bit, so that's very good. So well done on that one. Then things to work on. So I think there's only 2 things to work on, and it's related to having your piece of paper here. So unfortunately what happens with your eye contact is generally good, so you'll look around, but then you look down sometimes and you break that eye contact. Okay? And then the second one is your gestures as well. So what will happen is you'll be maybe manhandling your paper kind of thing. And then, you forget to use your arms. So I think once you can bring in your gestures, it will even make the speech more powerful. Okay? And then, so related to that, I think the one thing you need to just challenge yourself on is, on your next speech, maybe move to notes. So you can free up your gestures, you're not fiddling or raising the paper, that kind of thing. Other than that, I really enjoyed your speech, and so far I've enjoyed all of your speeches, so keep it up.
Thank
Good job.
you.